Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and good morning all of you. I hope all of you are doing great, and in this video we'll be taking into consideration all the important highlights of the day. So all the major current affairs or news events highlights are going to be talked about, where we'll be taking into consideration all the important news events that have happened in as less time as possible and as many news highlights as we can cover, for the purpose that your examination prospect is clear. That is, we have filtered out the news events which are important for examination point of view, and those are going to be discussed in this video. It's a short video, not very long, not very time consuming, and it is going to give you all the major updates. For all those who want to practice the questions, for them we have a free live quiz that happens on Entry app every morning, and we also have free YouTube live session which is a weekly recap section. This week it is going to happen on Friday. Usually it happens on Sunday. Every Sunday we have this weekly recap, but since you have SBI clerk examination, so this weekly recap is going to be Friday. Let's start the discussion of the news events now with the first news event associated with Postpaid Mini. Now, Paytm has partnered with Aditya Birla Finance Limited to launch Postpaid Mini, which is a small ticket instant loan facility. What is going to be available in this is that customers will be able to avail loans which range from rupees 250 to 1000, along with the Paytm postpaid instant credit up to 60,000 rupees. So loan maximum can be up to 1000, whereas instant credit can be up to 60,000 rupees. So this Paytm postpaid is offering for a period of 30 days, and the repayment of loan is going to be at 0% of interest. So interest rate is going to be nil, that is, it's going to be completely interest free, and the duration is going to be 30 days for a repayment. Also, no annual fees or activation charges will be there for the facility. Only a minimal convenience fee is going to be charged in this. Now, going to the next news event, we have new governors to 8 states which have been appointed recently. And now, when we talk about appointment of governors, we have Article 155 and 159. Article 155 of the Indian Constitution states that the President has the responsibility to appoint the governor of any state, whereas Article 159 of the Constitution of India states that the Chief Justice of the concerned High Court has the authority to administer the oath of the governor. So for oath we have 159, for appointment we have 155 article. And now when we talk about the governors that have been appointed, the 8 new governors are for the state of Goa, Tripura, Jharkhand, Haryana, Karnataka, Mizoram, MP and Himachal Pradesh. So for Goa, the new governor is Shri P.S. Sridharan Pillai. For Tripura, we have Shri Satyadev Narayan Arya. For Jharkhand, we have Shri Ramesh Bais. For Haryana, we have Bandaru Dattatreya. Karnataka, Shri Thawarchand Gehlot. Mizoram, Shri Hari Babu Khambapati. For MP, we have Mangubai Changabai Patel. And for Himachal Pradesh, we have Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar. Now, if we talk individually about them, a few of them we need to know about. One of them being about Thawarchand Gehlotji, who has been appointed for Karnataka. He is also the Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment. And second of all, the important appointment is of Bandaru Dattatreya, who has been moved from Himachal Pradesh to Haryana, whereas the Haryana's governor has been moved to Tripura. Right? Now, what about the governor of Tripura? The governor of Tripura has been moved to Jharkhand, and the governor of Mizoram has been moved to as the governor of Goa. Now we have 5 portals on importance of Ayush sector which were launched recently. They were launched by the current Ayush minister who has independent charge, that is Kiran Rijiju ji. The first portal is Ayurveda Dataset on Clinical Trial Registry of India, or CTRI. Now, first of all, before we begin our discussion of these portals, what are these portals related with? They are basically related to the traditional Indian medicine system of India and the importance it holds. The first one, which is Ayurveda Data Set on Clinical Trial Registry, it facilitates the usage of Ayurveda terminology to record the clinical study which has been based in Ayurveda interventions. Then we have a CCRAS, Research Management Information System, which will act as one-stop solution for all the research and development that is in Ayurveda, which is based on studies. So research guidance by experienced scientists, clinicians and Ayurvedas is going to be there. Then we have eMedha, which is electronic medical heritage accession portal. It is going to provide online public access to more than 12,000 Indian medical heritage books through the NIC's eGranthalaya platform. Then we have Amar or Ayush Manuscripts Advanced Repository Portal, which is a repository of rare, hard to find manuscripts and catalogs of all the Ayush, that is Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Rigpa manuscripts and all the catalogs. And then we have a SHI or Showcase of Ayurveda Historical Imprints portal, which showcases inscriptions of archaeobotanical information, sculptures and philological sources, archaeogenetic studies and stuff like that. Then we have Open Network for Digital Commerce, ONDC, for which recently central government has formed a 9-member panel. This project was initiated by DPIIT, Department of Promotion of Trade and of Industry and Internal Trade, which comes under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and its implementing agency is going to be the Quality Council of India, or QCI. The 9 members have been appointed so that the entire value chain can be digitized, operations can be standardized, and suppliers can be promoted and included. So what does the panel include of? We have Nandan Nilekani ji, who is currently non-executive chairman of Infosys, R.S. Sharma, who is currently CEO of National Health Authority, Adil Zainalbai, who is the current chairman of QCI, Anjali Bansal, who is the founder and chairperson of Avana Capital, Arvind Gupta, the co-founder and head of Digital India Foundation, Philip Asbe, the MD and CEO of National Payments Corporation of India, Suresh Sethi, who is MD and CEO of NSDL E-Governance Infrastructure Limited, Praveen Khandelwal, who is General Secretary of Confederation of All India Traders, and Kumar Rajagopalan, who is the CEO of Retailers Association of. Then we have a few one-liners. Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, that is Shri Nitin Gadkari ji. He recently inaugurated India's first and the only paint in the world which is made from cow dung. It is under the brand name Khadi Prakritik Paint. Also, apart from launching this paint, he has announced himself as the brand ambassador to this paint and promoted across the country and encouraged the young entrepreneurs to take up the manufacturing of cow dung paint as well. Now, where is it going to be manufactured? The manufacturing plant has been set at Kumarappa National Handmade Paper Institute, which is based in Jaipur and is a unit of KVIC, or Khadi and Village Industries Commission. MOC was signed between Indian Economic Trade Organization (IETO) and Libyan African Business Council during the Financial Investment Trade Africa, or FITA 2021. FITA 2021 was held in Tunis, Tunisia, to boost the business structure of both the nations. And in the same discussion, this was also announced that with Libya, we are going to have African Business Council as well, which is going to be held soon enough under the title Libya-India Trade Forum. And it will be held in Tripoli, which is the capital of Libya, in 2021. India's ambassador to Tunisia currently is Puneet Roy Kundal. MC Mary Kom, who is of boxing, and Manpreet Singh, who is of hockey, both of them are going to be India's flag bearers at the opening ceremony of Tokyo Olympics, and it is the first time ever that there are going to be two flag bearers of India in the opening. In the closing ceremony, Bajrang Punia, the wrestler, is going to be the flag bearer. Alda Financial Incorporation has launched a US bank account with MasterCard Global Debit Card for Indian students who want to take admission to universities in United States of America for their further studies. The DOT, Department of Telecom, they have announced that there's going to be a charge of 10,000 or a fine of 10,000 rupees for fraud messages made by telemarketers after 50 violations of such type have been made. Now, there are going to be more stringent laws by reducing the slabs for levying penalty. So, 1,000 per violation for 0 to 10 breaches, 5,000 for 10 to 50 violations, and if it crosses 50 violations, then it's going to be 10,000 rupees of penalty. Then we have CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, and National Payments Corporation of India, NPCI. Both together have launched a financial literacy curriculum for Indian school students, which was earlier launched for class 6th students and now has been launched by both of these organizations. Flexi Loans, which is a digital lending platform, it has entered into partnership with Google Pay recently, and they have partnered to grant digital and feasible loans to small and medium enterprises. Flexi Loan is the first lender to go live on Google Pay, and it will offer loans up to 50,000 on small and medium businesses in the next 12 months as per its current target. Indian American Neha Parekh has been appointed as CEO of Waze, which is an Israel-based organization and is a crowdsourced GPS navigation app. It is a subsidiary of Google, and in this, it is Indian origin CEO who has been appointed recently. Now, this app was founded in the year 2008 in Israel, and in 2013, Google had acquired this app for 110 crore rupees. On 7th of July, we had World Chocolate Day or International Chocolate Day, which was organized. And this day is chosen to celebrate the introduction of chocolate in Europe, which was in the year 1550. With this, we'll be winding up the segment, and I hope this session has been helpful. We'll see you in the next video with more news events. Till then, goodbye, take care, and have a wonderful day ahead of you.